Welcome to the second battle of Naissos. The Ardaei attacked despite me winning the first battle against the Ardaei quite handily. This army attacked. This army is in full strength. It has the same numbers as both of my armies combined. And I was here originally, but I got confused by those two reinforcing points. And I did not know which one of them were my main army. I picked the wrong one. Here comes my garrison. My other armies over here coming in. My two armies have different strength. This one has lots of firepower, lots of mobility, but they're supposed to be on the flanks of this main army. This main army is the pikemen. They are the wall, and then the cavalry is coming in for the mobility. So two different strengths. They are disorganized. So obviously, to get all my army units, I first have to retreat these garrison units. But I do several mistakes in this battle. So let's press start.
We may be fewer than the enemy, but that is hardly a matter for concern. Not one of them is the...
He's moving here to cut me off, obviously.
Commander.
As soon as these units come in, now chaos ensues. Because all the unit cards are like in disarray. Seems like I get in my cavalry quite quickly. But as I retreat my garrison units, I retreat my cavalry as well. Isn't that a very good good of me to take all the garrison units, just clicking everything. See? Oh my god, my cavalry retreating. I don't need my cavalry, I still have superiority. Oh my god, that was the very biggest mistake of all. How frustrating. Like when the unit cards, everything comes in randomly. So you have to scramble to reshuffle every unit card in order to get an organized... so it makes easier for you. First of all, and I'm delaying these folksmen. I must hate them. No, I'm making all the orders for this field army and making it so that now I'm trying to retreat these guys. But I waited a bit too long. He's still coming in here. So first objective for me is to try to reunite my armies and make it so that he doesn't attack me before I'm ready. Because I'm fairly confident that if my armies are set up together, if they are properly organized, then I'll have a better chance. But now, when I retreated my cavalry, and I did not realize this during the actual battle that I actually retreated the cavalry, I was like, where's my cavalry? Where isn't they coming in? That was a big mistake. So now I have to make do with two, but it's still 2 cavalry on 2 cavalry. But my men are a bit depleted in numbers. But so at least it's I have slightly more horsemen than him. So I still have the cavalry superiority, we could say. But in terms of overall unit numbers, he has the advantage. What does his army consist of? 6 Sika bearers. They are his main killers. They are the killers of his army. 4 light spearmen. That are more his holders, to hold pikemen in place, for example. And then he has 3 hoplites and some missile troops, along with another axe unit. I do seem to get away, but these Thracian warriors are advancing through the forest, and that slows them down. This unit starts to get out of the forest, but it still hampers them. These guys are coming in, and I'm trying to deter them with my cavalry. I'm trying to run, and should I run with my archers in front? But so I'm trying to unite them, trying to scare them off, make him hold off the attack. But these guys should have just kept moving. Just keep everything moving and don't stop no matter what.
Happy to serve the people.
So I'm moving more here, and that works. But my Thracian troops are a bit behind. It doesn't look like they will survive. Hopefully my ballista can distract him and make him think of other stuff. And I did target... I think I targeted middle hoplite so that it will either hit the cavalry, the hoplites, and maybe missile troops. I think that's what I did. I did not general snipe because that's against the rules. So let's see. Now I'm within range, I think. Yes. Oh damn it, I wish I had my javelin cavalry. Then it would have been much easier. Okay, the stones came over here. I did get a couple of shots into his cavalry. Now I'm targeting the missile troops. Because I'm aware that they can like melt my line. Because javelins do penetrate any armor. But now you can see that these guys are totally isolated and they're taking javelin shots. I'm hoping to scare off these Zika bearers because if they hurl their precursors, they're quite vulnerable to cavalry. So I could attack this one, but he still has precursors. Now he's moving on towards my main army. So it seems like the majority of my men are safe. But he's going to cut me off. It does look like it. So we're going side by side, having a sprint. But his cavalry comes here. And because he has infantry support, I can't help these men. So these guys are dead, pretty much. It's getting closer and closer and closer. So I say, well, these guys are dead anyway. So I might as well charge in now. Before he gets his charge in. It's not a very proper charge of these Volksmen because they were like not attacking full on, but they're still dead. They're useful also in the fact that this Illyrian light cavalry is hurling its javelin when it's not necessary. So that's a big plus for me at least, and then I have still majority. However, my archers here should be deployed over here, getting into position. Right now they're too far behind to be useful for me. And so a couple of mistakes. And then another mistake is I take the general of that army, thinking that I can catch this light cavalry and wipe it out before whilst he tries to finish off my Volksmen. I was hoping that it would happen because but once I was actually in the battle, I realized, wait a minute, this cavalry is 8 speed, I'm 7 speed, I can't run. I tried to anyway, I tried to, but now his javelin cavalry can hurl javelins at me, same time as they chase down riders, so he's gaining speed, he's hurling his javelins at me, killing them off. And this was a stupid mistake of me attacking these Zika bearers, but I was sort of wanting him to back off. I wanted him so badly to back off from my cavalry that I... another bad mistake, bad management of my cavalry. My infantry are shooting some... they're shooting his... what am I shooting at? My ballista is shooting his hoplites, that's good. And my archers should be targeting the Zika bearers. Yeah, I'm getting the Zika bearers with my archers. I'm taking 3 archers on this one and 3 on this one, along with Slinger. But my general is going to die. Fighting 2, but this is tying up a large portion of the Ardaei army at least. So now I can focus fire on all his Zika bearers and the Illyrian Axemen, leading with my own Agrianians. Maybe if I kill all his Zika bearers, I can still have a chance despite my low numbers, as the Peltas can still fight in a melee. melee peltas are quite professional, so... My Folksmen are moving in. I'm trying to make a quick hammer and anvil. But this was a bad mistake, as his javelin men and everything just hurls at my cavalry. And I lose a lot of horsemen here. And worst is that I also stay in the middle of fire. In the line of fire, so I do suffer a lot here. So it was a lot of damage that it shouldn't be done. Now I'm shooting at these light skirmishers because I'm hoping it will kill them, but honestly I should have just kept firing at the Sika bearers. Kept firing at the spearmen, because these are not as good in a melee. And then I would have at least an infantry superiority afterwards. I think so anyway, but again, what's done is done. I can only learn from mistakes, but bad management of my cavalry so far. Good management of my infantry and missile troops. And he hurls his javelins at my reduced number of Folksmen, and they are my killers, so that's bad for me. So soon I will only have the peltas and the slingers and everything. But it seems to be going rather well so far. I'm attacking with my pikemen off of formation because I'm hoping that they will still be superior to the enemy spears in a head, you know, 1-for-1. And if this gets bloody, I can still replenish the barbarian population army. But too bad I lost my general. But now I don't know why I got here. I was trying to use this gap here, get in behind him, whilst his cavalry is over here. But I goes against it, and I try to intercept with my pikemen here to stop this gap. My pikemen are not as good in morale as they usually would be because of the supply in Naissos. Naissos doesn't really have the population to, or the supply. I was about to. Had this army not attacked, then I would get a few numbers in to these armies. But yeah, my two Folksmen over here, and they're winning. That's good. They're preventing these missile troops from shooting, at least for a couple of seconds. His light cavalry comes in. I'm targeting the light cavalry with everything I have. And my Thracian peltas are moving in because they can fight in a melee. So it seems to be going stable so far, at least. But now I got excited that I killed the light cavalry, so okay, maybe these javelin men are out of ammunition, and maybe I can still beat him in a melee. It will be bloody, but maybe. But it turned out he still had javelins in. So he kills a lot of horsemen here. One volley, and that just massacres my cavalry. And here comes a spearman unit in. I tried to retreat these horsemen. However, my general dies here, and they shatter. So he has a cavalry superiority now, and all of a sudden it's not looking very well for me. My Agranians shatter. Yeah, my Agranians shatter there. Now he's flank attacking my Tyrios spears. And these guys are more for screening and protecting archers and cavalry support. Not main battle, but I'm starting to make my formation of pikemen. I'm trying to harass his cavalry as well, as best I can. And this Greek infantry unit is fighting a phalanx, even though it's not well formed. But I'm taking this opportunity to kill a phalanx unit. So I'm damaging them quite badly. Maybe I should have targeted the spearmen, freed it up, and the pikemen up, and then moving here. But I'm killing them and shooting them in the rear, so that's very efficient. These Thracian peltas should be 1 unit over here and 1 unit over here to get a rear penalty of these two. The Thracian peltas fight quite well. Seems to I feel. And these Sika bears are fighting in a head-on against a pike unit. However, it's not a very deep pike formation. And I'm clicking attack orders on everyone, so... But this is not that good for me. This unit should definitely be this way, but I do not... I just keep shooting at his general, hoping that if I kill his general, then all his troops will be demoralized, as they're not disciplined either. So I'm hoping that will work. However, he chases down my archers. I'm trying to keep my archers together to get the combined firepower. But peltas are quite good in a melee. So yeah, I have to respect that, and as sheep archers are not good in melee, and neither are slingers. Now he's shooting me in my unshielded side, but it still says I'm winning. But there's a big gap here. Now my slingers will die. So it doesn't look very good for me, as I know I will lose my pikemen because they're too deep in enemy territory. I'd be closer to their border, but we have a rule against red border lining as well as no general sniping. So he targeted my general with the javelins, and that was against the rules. I win anyway. No. Nope. That was my mistakes with my cavalry. Retreating the javelin cavalry, not moving the Thracians in these woods, not placing my archers behind my pikemen fast enough, and isolating my general over here, and then also chasing the enemy general into the range of his javelins. Those were my main mistakes. But I learned from it. But all my pikemen are trying to hurt these Sika bearer units. So you see, oh, it's a U formation. No, all the pikes are inwards. So, and it's alright to turn this one, but then the units shatter. Now the army losses kick in. So a very bad mistake defeat for me. And I could have played better, but I guess I was tired. I'd played a long time, and I think that's a factor too, I think. But yeah, first of all, so mistakes again. I mistook this reinforcement point as where my main army would be, when it was my garrison. I moved my Thracian warriors through the woods, slowing them down. They got isolated and destroyed. I tried to attack a light cavalry unit with my general, and he got isolated and killed. And then another was that my archers were not behind my pikemen or close, so they couldn't fire sooner at the enemy Sika bearers. And then I also targeted the peltas when I could have targeted the light spearmen. So I could have done a bit different, but had I had my javelin cavalry, it would have been different, especially if I managed to set up properly. But considering everything, I think I did quite well regardless. However, now I have to rebuild these armies again. So now I'm vulnerable, and I already have a lot of enemies on the strategic map, because Rome is paying nations to declare war on me, and they won't make peace. So that's quite annoying. I'm pressed on all sides, but I do, when I remake the armies, I make the barbarian troops, I remake in Pulpideva, as I lose Naissos, and also my Macedonian troops, I take my army to Thessalonica, and I start making troops there, as I've been only really been recruiting from Pella. So Pella's population is very low. So I thought, why don't I take troops from Thessalonica and save Pella's population, because if I compared my population in Pella compared to the Roman population in Rome, well, his Roman population is like 60,000, so probably lowered his taxes a lot also in the beginning, as because the denser the population, the more you get. So I managed my cavalry very badly. My infantry, I think, did well. My missile troops did well. So I will have to reform my armies and start to fight back better. Fight better. So thank you for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.